Good morning. How are you today? Welcome to the episode 3 of the Table Talk. We got a full agenda today. Today we're going to be uh, celebrating the Texas Rangers World Series win. So let me get a few little things, news and happenings and stuff. Guess what? It's fall, y'all. And of course, we have the traditional World Series, but we also got daylight savings times ending tomorrow. So need to set your clocks appropriately. I think it's at 2 a.m. Sunday. So we're in the falls, and we just got through with Halloween. We're in California, Los Angeles, and in our neighborhood, we had 200 kids with parents show up. So, yeah, that was exciting. Let's see. Wherever you are, I hope you take this opportunity. This is Saturday, so it's one of the number of regular games is starting to dwindle on the college football scene. So Alabama's playing today, so we're looking forward to that. That's at 4:45 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And yeah, looking forward to that. There's some other good games that are playing also. We'll be watching those today as well. Let's see. Okay. Anyway, what the main podcast today is to celebrate the Texas Rangers win in the World Series. This is their first Super Bowl win. So let's start. This is Texas Rangers won their first and only championship in 2023, and they defeated the Arizona Diamondbacks in the World Series. They had previously reached the World Series twice in 2010, 2011, but lost both times. Texas Rangers are an American professional baseball team based in Arlington, Texas. And I believe, if I'm correct, that the total town population or city population is like 347,000. And in the parade that they had following the World Series parade, had like 5 to 700,000 votes there. So it's like twice as many as the whole population of the city. That was amazing to came out and to celebrate that win. So they, as I was saying, they're a Major League Baseball member of the American League West Division. In 2020, the Rangers moved to the new Global Life Field in Arlington. This after playing at the Globe Life Park, which is now called the Choctaw Stadium, from the years 1994 to 2019. And the team derives its name from the historic law enforcement agency, the Texas Rangers. Let me get the other one up here. So again, hello, welcome to the Table Talk. We our podcast where we talk about everything related to culture and society and entertainment, sports. I'm your host, Bob Colbert. I had hoped my wife would have joined me today, but that didn't happen. So today on episode 3, again, we're celebrating the Texas Rangers historic 2023 baseball season. They won the World Series for the first time in franchise history, 68 years young. And we're here today to relive the best moments of their amazing journey. The Rangers claimed their first World Series title. This is 52 years in the making. In 2023 season started with high expectations for the Rangers, who made some big moves in the offseason. They signed the star pitcher Cole Hamels to a 5-year contract extension, traded for the slugger Joey Gallo from the New York Yankees, drafted a promising rookie Alex Bregman from LSU, and Adrian Beltre, Elvis Andrews, and Shinsu, who provided the leadership experience for the team. Uh, in the World Series, the Sager was named the World Series the most valuable player. He becomes the fourth player to win it twice. There were also four Rangers, Texas Rangers, as that were nominated as finalists for the Silver Slugger Award. And if you're not familiar with Silver Slugger, it's presented each year to the best offensive player in each league at each position on the diamond. And in beginning in 2022, the honor has also been bestowed upon the most prolific hitter in each league among the utility players. Let's look at some of the season highlights before we go to the videos. Rangers got off to a hot start, winning 12 of their first 16 games. They dominated their division rivals, the Houston Astros, Los Angeles Angels, and I'm from Los Angeles. Of course, I like the Dodgers, but I do like the Angels as well. And they swept the Boston Red Sox in a 4-game series. Rangers had a balanced offense with 6 players hitting more than 20 home runs and had a stellar pitching staff this season, with Hamels leading that league in the ERA and strikeouts. The Rangers finished the regular season with a record of 103 to 59 games, the best in the American League. The Rangers faced the Cleveland Indians in the American League ALDS, a rematch of the 2016 series that the Indians won in a sweep. Rangers were determined to avenge their loss in this case, and they did so in very convincing fashion. They won the first 2 games at home, with Gallo hitting a walk-off homer in Game 1 and Bregman hitting a grand slam in Game 2. Rangers then traveled to Cleveland and completed the sweep, with Hamels pitching the game shutout in Game 3. Rangers then advanced to the ACLS, where they met the Toronto Blue Jays, another familiar foe. The Blue Jays had eliminated the Rangers, if you remember, in 2015, 2016 American League DS, and the rivalry was heated. The Rangers showed no fear, however, this time, and took the first 2 games in Toronto, with Belcher hitting a clutch homer Game 1, Andrews stealing home base Game 2. Blue Jays fought back and won Game 3 in Texas, but the Rangers responded with a blowout win in Game 4, scoring 12 runs and hitting 4 homers. The Rangers then clinched the pennant in the Game 5, with Hugh hitting the go-ahead double in the 9th inning and Hamels earning the save. The Rangers reached the World Series for the 3rd time in their franchise history. They faced the Arizona Diamondbacks this time, and the surprise winners of the National League. Diamondbacks had a potent offense led by Paul Goldschmidt, AJ Pollock, and David Paul Ralte, and a formal rotation featuring Zach Greinke and Robbie Ray, Patrick Corbin. Rangers were not intimidated, though, however, and took the first 2 games in Arizona when Gallo hitting a 3-run homer Game 1 and Bregman hitting a 2-run homer in Game 2. Diamondbacks then won Game 3 in Texas, with Goldschmidt hitting a grand slam. But the Rangers bounced back and won Game 4, with Belcher hitting a solo homer, Hamels pitching 7 innings of a 1-run ball. Rangers had a chance to win the title in Game 5, and they did not let that slip away. They scored 5 runs in the first inning with Andrews hitting a 2-run double, Chew hitting a 3-run homer. The Rangers bullpen held the Diamondbacks scoreless for the rest of the game, and the Rangers won the World Series with a 5-0 victory. The Rangers celebrated on the field with Beltry lifting that trophy and Hamels being named the most valuable player. The Rangers had achieved their dream, made history for themselves and their fans back home. They had overcome their past failures and proved themselves to be the best team in baseball. They had played with passion, determination, and teamwork, and had great leadership and had given their fans a season to remember. The Rangers are the 2023 World Series champions, and we're proud to be their fans too. Thank you. Go Rangers. And let's see who the key players were. So in the World Series, let me get a sip of Coke. I love Coke. In California, especially in the desert, it's very low humid, and the air's dry, and you're you get parched. Uh, the key players in the World Series game this time was Cole Hamels. He's the ace pitcher of the Rangers, who led the league in ERA and strikeouts. He also named the He was also named the most valuable player of the World Series after pitching a complete game shutout, Game 5. Joey Gallo, he's the slugger of the Rangers, who hit 45 runs and 120 RBIs in the regular season. He also hit a walk-off homer in Game 1 of the ALDS and a 3-home homer in Game 1 of the World Series. Adrian Belcher is the veteran third baseman of the Rangers. He provided leadership and clutch hitting. He hit 25 home runs and 90 RBIs in the regular season. And he also hit a homer in Game 1 of the uh, ALCS and Game 4 of the World Series. Elvis Andrus, the speedy shortstop of the Rangers, he played a stellar defense and stole 35 bases in the regular season. He also stole home in Game 2 of the ALCS and hit a 2-run double in Game 5 of the World Series. Shinsuchi, he is a leadoff hitter, right fielder of the Rangers, and had a .300 batting average and 20 home runs in the regular season. He also hit the go-ahead double in Game 5 of the LCS and a 3-run homer in Game 5 of the World Series. I guess I shouldn't say AL. It should be just American League Championship Series. I'm an engineer. I work at Skunk Works and Lockheed. I'm so used to acronyms. Sorry. So these are some of the. Let's see. No, got that. All righty. So let's go look at the videos, some highlights of the season and the game, and then also following the parade. So I'm going to go to our 3-screen studio, green screen studio. We'll start with game highlights, maybe a commercial.
Texas been waiting for this a long time. They want this to be the last game. We'll see who executes early.
Nathan Evaldich's 3-0 with a 1.42 ERA in postseason clinchers. And if he comes up big tonight, he could deliver an early Christmas present to Rangers fans everywhere. The team's first World Series title.
And Longoria yanks the line drive to left field that Carter comes on to get. Evan Carter takes a hit away from Longoria. Defense, defense, defense. This has been a series filled with good plays. Living on the edge, man.
He is. One thing, again, we've seen him. He's not afraid to pound a fastball in on 3-2.
Got out of it again with a fastball to the corner. 1-2 pitch. In there for strike 3.
Oh, what a pitch there. He just stayed away and painted away.
Bouncing ball up the middle. Seager's there. His throw is in time. And Houdini's gotten out of another. A gem from Evaldi fighting through the traffic to put him in this spot. Here comes the 1-2 pitch for Dahl. Takes strike 3. Nathan Evaldi with the hardest fought 6 scoreless innings you'll see. Ground ball, base hit left field. Of course it's Corey Seager. It is always Seager. Breaks up the no-hitter to start the 7th. 21-year-old rookie Evan Carter pulls one into right center field, and it's back-to-back hits. Cut off by Carroll. Seager to third, Carter to second. He's in with a double. The dam breaks here in the 7th. Grounds one through. Texas takes the lead. Seager's in to score. Carter stopped at third. And after 6 innings without a hit, 3 in a row here in the 7th. Now the 1-2. Got him with a fastball. Top of the zone, 101. Another 2-2 from Josh Spores. Pavin Smith. Takes strike 3. Backdoor breaking ball from Josh Spores. Paul Sewald is on to pitch for the Diamondbacks. Josh Young greets him with a bullet into center field on the first pitch that he throws. This is Sewald's first outing since his blown save in Game 1 when Seager took him deep. Base hit the other way. Back-to-back hits to open this 9th. Rangers are saying this is who we are. Gotta have the offense show up. This is going to be the clincher. Hot shot into center field. 3 consecutive hits in the 9th. The ball gets by. It's all the way to the track. And 2-run score. Heim to third. It's 3-0 Texas. In the air to left center field. Gurriel's back. It is gone. Texas on the verge. It's a 4 spot. It would be a fitting final touch to this run for the Rangers in their 63rd season. It's happened! The Texas Rangers win the World Series!
Going into the 9th inning after we beat no hit. It felt so good.
And ladies and gentlemen, for the first time ever, your world champion, Texas Rangers.
You guys just wrote history in Texas. Congrats, world champions.
All right, wasn't that exciting? Yeah, so before we get into the parade, just kind of cover again a little summary of the highlights of that amazing game. Of course, the Sager Heights up fans at the parade, which we'll see in a moment. The World Series most valuable player, Corey Seager, energized the fans in attendance with a mic drop moment at the World Series parade. And Evaldi on World Series win, what he had to say was he discussed winning the World Series as a Texas resident, the defense behind him in Game 5, and more at the team victory parade. And Bruce Bochy talked at the podium to celebrate the Rangers World Series win, and then discussed the team's incredible season and more. And Garcia spoke at the World Series parade, and talked about how his Rangers teammates and celebrating in front of the fans was a great honor in World Series parade. And of course, Chris Young, he on the World Series win, he commented that he discussed the pride and joy he felt celebrating the Rangers World Series at the parade also. And Marcus Seaman, he thanked the fans, Ranger fans, for their energy this season at the World Series parade. And Jordan Montgomery discussed now he never let himself think about the parade before the Rangers won, how it hasn't quite yet sunk in. Ray Davis made comments to the fans. Rangers owner Ray Davis thanked the fans and the tireless effort from the team staff during the 2023 championship parade. All right, well, let's look at that. Let's see, go there.
We had the best team in the world, top to bottom.
It's been a hard-fought journey, and we showed up and we made it happen.
This is unreal. A year ago, I was sitting on a recliner, and to be in this spot, I know how blessed I am.
I know how much this organization means to our people. I love them. We can't wait to get home and celebrate with them.
Happy World Series Parade Day, everybody. Thank you for joining us for WFA's coverage of your world champion Texas Rangers. At last, we are celebrating, counting down to the beginning of the parade at 12:15. Thank you so much for hanging out with us today. I'm Marcus Tuck.
And I'm Cynthia Isaguirre. Welcome to, at last, the World Series Victory Parade. And the wait is over for all of these fans behind us. Let's go, Rangers! They have waited more than 5 decades for this moment. The Rangers have stayed here in the city of Arlington for 51 years, and the community has always supported them. The city council has supported them, and the Rangers have reciprocated year after year. This season with the World Series championship.
Let me tell you, as someone who grew up a Rangers fan, like so many of the folks out here behind us, this was a year that I knew would someday come. I did not think it was going to be this year, and I think I'm not alone in that feeling. And I think that actually makes it sweeter because, as Teresa Woodard, who we'll check in with in just a few minutes, and I were talking earlier, it felt like Christmas morning this entire postseason. You kept opening present after present after present in the form of playoff wins that finally ended with a World Series title.
And you know what? I think the way you and Teresa feel is the way a lot of people feel, especially here, the thousands of people who have their own personal stories for this beautiful moment. I want to go now to lead sports anchor Joe Trahan and senior reporter Teresa Woodard. They're at the end of the parade route at the rally stage. Joe and Teresa, this is an extraordinary moment for the city of Arlington and for all of Texas.
It is just a fantastic day, and we'd like to welcome you to this Sunsplash November afternoon that Ranger fans will never forget. It's finally here, a moment more than half a century in the making that so many people have longed for, have hoped for, agonized over more than a decade ago, but it is here now, it is real, and we have got hundreds of thousands of our best friends all here gathered to celebrate it with.
I'm not going to lie, folks. When I started to pull down Ballpark Way, the tears started flowing just to see the crowd forming, and that was hours ago. It is crazy out here, absolutely. But right now we want to take a live look inside of Globe Life Field. We have sports anchor Mike Leslie, who is down on the field with a very special voice and a face all Rangers fans will know, the voice of this franchise for 45 seasons. Let's go to Mike with Eric Nadel.
Hey, Teresa, thank you. Yeah, it is quite a scene here inside Globe Life Field. The Rangers are having Josh Young and Nathan Eovaldi talk right now, but we do have the esteemed privilege of being joined by the voice of the Texas Rangers, Eric Nadel, the man who had the opportunity to share that moment with all of you Rangers fans back at home. You had to wait a long time for that moment, but it is finally here. How did it feel for you to be the one to share that news with Rangers fans?
It was, my heart was just so full of joy to be able to say those words, the Rangers have won the World Series. Just overwhelming, and it still is, you know, as I hear the call, which seems to be everywhere, over and over again. I'm just so grateful, you know, I feel so blessed to have been the one to get to do that.
You said it, you're not dreaming. This is real life. You are not dreaming. The Rangers actually are World Series champions. Why was that such an important piece of what you wanted to share?
Well, I felt all day, once the Rangers won Game 3, I didn't sleep very well that night in excitement over the prospect of the Rangers clinching the World Series the next day, but I was so sure they would win with 3 opportunities to do that, that I really did feel the whole day on Wednesday leading up to Game 5 that I was living in a dream. And so I thought it was important to let the fans know that, you know, they weren't dreaming, that this was for real. You know how sometimes you have a dream and you know inside the dream, oh, this is just a dream? I wanted them to know this was not a dream.
So how did the process work for you? Did you script the call in advance, or were there just portions of it? How did that all work?
Well, I knew at some point I would say the Rangers have won the World Series or something like that. And then at some point I would say you're not dreaming. I didn't really know when. And I wanted to mention how long the Rangers had been here. I wanted to acknowledge that it had been 52 years and that there had been another 11 years of the Senators. I wanted to make sure that got in there. So it wasn't scripted in the order I would say those things, but I kind of knew those were the elements of the call. And of course, you have to call the actual play. Yeah. As it turned out in a 5-0 game where the last call was a called strike, it made the whole thing a lot easier to come out smoothly, where you didn't have to describe, a ball being hit and a ball being caught and a ball being thrown or a runner being out. The best possible way to end it is on a strikeout like that. Just like when the Rangers won their first pennant and A-Rod struck out against Neftali Feliz, it was the same sort of thing.
It was quite a year for you. You took some time away from the team at the front half of the year. How rewarding is this for you personally to have this be the way that the 2023 season wraps up?
It's incredibly gratifying, and I'm so grateful to the Rangers for being patient with me and being supportive, as I was slowly working my way back. And for it to end like this, it's like a Hollywood ending. If you wrote a screenplay, people wouldn't even believe it. It's too good to be true. I just feel so blessed and so fortunate.
You joked earlier that you were worried your legacy would be the guy who always was the bearer of bad news. Not anymore. Your legacy is the man who called the very first World Series championship for the Texas Rangers. Eric Nadel, thank you so much.
Thanks so much. I really appreciate it.
Mark and Izzy, back to you guys.
All right, thank you, Mike, and thank you to everyone who is tuning in this morning to watch the big parade, which starts at 12:15. It's a pretty nice day for a parade, and our Rangers fans are absolutely wild this morning. Following the parade, the Rangers will have a public ceremony in the North Plaza outside Globe Life Field right next to Texas Live.
I will say this, it was pretty cool to hear from Eric Nadel chatting with Mike Leslie earlier. When you think about how many people like Eric Nadel have been a part of this franchise for years, the Chuck Morgans of the world, the sheer number of people involved, not just with his team today, but the Charlie Huffs, the Ruben Sierras, the Odeby McDowells, the players that kids like me growing up in the 80s and 90s watched all those years ago, who toiled away and really laid the foundation for the fandom here that is showing up in mass to support their Rangers. And again, we did this before, but I think it's kind of fun, so I want to do it again. Go Rangers! Right on cue. Right on cue.
And we talked about that public ceremony that follows the parade. It will be at Texas Live. Adriana de Alba is standing by at Texas Live with more very excited fans, Adriana.
Well, good morning from Texas.
All righty. The credit for these videos goes to WFAA TV in Dallas, Texas. I appreciate that film footage to share. Well, I'll go back just momentarily back and share this is the tabletop studio that we're finalizing. And the hope is to get this going, having a little bit of issues on the electronics part of this, getting that all set up. I had thought it would be available today, but that wasn't the case. So it is what it is. So we'll keep working at it and getting that. But hope you like that. If you like it, leave comments in below, and appreciate it. Well, I think I'll bring the podcast to a close. It's right at 30 minutes. That's kind of the amount of time I'm trying to use for the podcast. But wherever you are, I hope you have a wonderful day. It's gorgeous here in Los Angeles, California. Probably the temperature will be about at least about 80 degrees to 88 degrees, something like that. A lot of football going on. I'm fixing to close down after the podcast and a few little incidentals and get it all buttoned up, and then I'm gonna put my butt on the couch and eat and drink and be merry and watch some college football, just like many of you. And so we want to again thank WFAA television, ABC station in Dallas for that film footage. Credit them. Uh, I congratulate the Texas Rangers for their first World Series win, 52 years in the making, their 68-year franchise. And I salute all of the players that were recognized as most valuable players or Silver Slugger Award nominees, finalists. And so wish the best for them. Take care, my friends. We'll see you next week.